Hey guys, what is up? Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency video. If it's your first time to the channel, for daily news and information on the digital asset space, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. So today, it's going to be a short and sweet video, but full of information as always. So again, guys, I just want to emphasize some things I saw on Twitter as always. XRP_Anderson just, emphasizing with Ripple with this huge investment going into Coil with 1 billion XRP, to help expand the Coil ecosystem in terms of web monetization. Again, he wanted to make a point. They're actually trying to build a true ecosystem around XRP. That's a great thing. Again, the more use cases for XRP, the better, since this is going to attract much more business. And it all comes down to network effects. And again, even Eric Dadun on Twitter was just talking, think Ripple. They're focusing on cross-border payments and financial institutions. We got Spring, that whole initiative, and you might see it as Xpring. And again, that's on the, the macro level. That's utilizing the Interledger Protocol, ILP. It'll be focused on, bridging and creating the Internet of Value, utilizing XRP investments to expand that ecosystem. Then we got Coil, think on the micro side, micro payments, micro investments towards web monetization in the Interledger Protocol efforts that support that goal. And again, he just wanted to say, it's a multi-focused and organized approach that is going to bring about the Internet of Value into existence. Chris Larson, one of the co-founders of Ripple, the private company, says, we don't know when the Internet of Value, when this whole, revolution is going to occur, but we plan to be one of, basically the best position to do this. So again, very exciting times, guys. Just wanted to emphasize that. And, obviously, people say that, the cryptocurrency market is fraudulent, it's scary, it's a giant Ponzi scheme. They're just uninformed, and they're just listening to the typical news outlets that, want to spread that so they can buy and lower, and don't fundamentally understand the technology on the back end and how this is going to revolutionize the world of payments. And actually much more than just the world of payments, but of course value, IoT, the Internet of Things as well. There's so much fraud going, in the stock market alone. We all know what's going on in the back end with banks and, the whole bailout situation. It's just fraudulent. And again, they're trying to say that decentralized assets are fraudulent as well, when in fact that blockchain proves to become much more transparent. And even the FBI will actually say they prefer if criminals utilize, at least not, privacy coins per se, but Bitcoin as a whole, because it's much easier to track everything. It's immutable. You can't, there's no fraud. And again, there's just a plethora of benefits that go with that. But again, so I know I was ranting, but again, I keep saying that word, but again, wow, my go-to. Anyways, don't want to say it. Fight the urge. Right here, we have Esfinitz on Twitter, just talking to Bob Way. Bob Way was one of the original Ripple employees. So I'm talking like probably first 5 or 10 employees of Ripple back in the day, and even working on OpenCoin, which was before XRP, or at least, around that same time period. Again, I'll have to look at the timeline. I apologize. But they say, why isn't XRP in the open market being used for this? Why do they need 1 billion XRP to foster the ecosystem? If there's a platform, is there no service fee to provide revenue, to provide service to content creators? Thoughts? And Bob Way answers, I'm sure there's, this is a longer answer than it is fit for tweets. But from my understanding, what is going on is a general broadening of the XRP use cases that Ripple is looking to promote. You can think of the financial infrastructure in 5 distinct tiers. And now this is actually really cool. So he goes, number 1, there's national clearing and settlement systems. Let's think of something like Fedwire, AKA, or back in the day, Federal Reserve Wire Network. Real-time gross settlement system operated by the Federal Reserve in the US, allows, FIs to electronically transfer their funds to, well over 9,000 participants, hopefully within the same day. Then we got banks, of course, all the, bank transfer industries along with that. And we got card payments. Let's just think like Apple Pay, PayPal, Stripe, Square, different things like that, different card payment companies. Then we have money service businesses like remittance companies, which is number 4. And obviously, a business managing the remittance process is called an MSB, money service business. All right. So again, some of these huge MSBs would include, in order actually by size would be like Western Union. Then it goes MoneyGram, which obviously signed a 2-year production contract with Ripple. We got RIA or RIA. We got TransferWise. And then, in the top 5, the 5th would be like World Remit. And we know all of the connections behind that. And again, World Remit and TransferWise, or even like TransFast, are really putting focus into that. And again, we already know about Ripple's connection with Earthport, and with Earthport's connections and partnerships with the countries, the local banks, the clearing systems, Earthport's clients can send funds to another person's bank without going through these correspondent banks. And Earthport currently offers services to over 60 countries, with additional countries always onboarding. So there's tons of speculation that comes along with that. But Bob Way continues to say right here, and again, of course, consumer to consumer money use cases as well. But he said, when I started at OpenCoin, I thought of Ripple, the technology part at least, as clearly being consumer focused. However, it became apparent pretty quickly that money service businesses, remittance companies, and bank transfers or transfer industries could see a lot of benefit from the Ripple technology as well. All right, and we've already been targeting some of the top 5 money service businesses, these remittance companies, because we're going after the emerging markets. If you don't see it yet, that just means you haven't done your research. And if you're doubting XRP as an investment, it means, you haven't done your research. Maybe you're on YouTube to learn more, but go read. Everything that I'm saying, I'm name dropping some huge companies. Go Google some articles that I'm talking about. Look at the Earthport connections. Look at the production contracts that they're signing on board each and every day. Like, this is basically this is a dormant volcano, and I wholeheartedly believe that when things take off, it is going to take off. All right, Anthony Pompliano, again, CoinMine just announced a 2.5 million seed round to continue creating the future of connected devices, Internet of Things. Build things people want, and the capital becomes the easy part. And again, I just talked about a video yesterday discussing the Internet of Things. That was a tweet shared by I Am Legion, and all the devices, again, trillions of dollars in the market on the way. Right here, I Am Legion, Instapay. Don't miss a recent article, US data networks on working faster payments into business receivables. As we go here, let's face it, everyone likes to get paid faster. It makes life less complicated. There's no need to spend time depositing checks, hoping that they cleared, or waiting on credit card receipts to arrive. For small businesses, these delays can be crucial to their cash flow. Then we have Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, discussing right here about faster payments. And I just want to emphasize, eventually, instead of getting paid bi-weekly, like, many of us in the United States, I know Europe might be paid monthly, like we do. Imagine getting paid in real time, or at least by the end of the workday, or immediately every hour you worked. How convenient would that be? That's going to be the Internet of Value. It might sound impossible right now, but give it time. That's the world that we're migrating towards. So Brad Garlinghouse goes on to talk about that and asks, do you realize why many of us are paid bi-weekly in the United States? Because it's the friction that exists today in payroll processing. It's always been seen as a chore, and they usually, decided to do it every so often. Imagine getting paid hourly or daily after your work shift. That's going to fundamentally change the nature of, the credit card industry, the mortgage industry, and the Internet of Value would also have connected devices that would almost become, you could say, like economic actors. And he just goes on to say that, this industry is going to migrate, and it's really going to seem very sci-fi-ish, like very wild to the for the future that lies ahead. So very, very interesting. Next, Doc Callum, so C-A-L-L-U-M, thank you for sharing this. This is a quick little article, full speculation. There's no proof yet, so please understand that I'm not hyping it. But again, world number one profit company invested in Ripple XRP. If true, there's a possibility of inflow of up to 4 trillion yen. This is complete speculation. Please don't say I'm calling hype, but I did want to discuss this because there's been various connections going after this. So again, this is rumors about Saudi Aramco. And this is Saudi Arabia's state-owned oil company, and they're saying that they believe they will invest in XRP, and this was just reported. I don't know how viable the source is. We'll see if this comes into fruition, so please don't spread and say this is fact. And again, 3.7 trillion yen when they come down the actual amount in terms of inflow, and in terms of US dollar value, that's about almost $35 billion. So again, that would be significant, but it is not proven. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts, and we'll see what comes into fruition in the future. So I'm going to finish up with this video today. Hopefully you found that interesting. I always appreciate Bob Way interacting with the community again. He is back. He was gone for a while, and I really missed him and his input. So I expect that he has many non-disclosure agreements signed, so he has to be very careful with the wording he's using. I'm very certain that he's, in contact with, the employees at Ripple today. I know a while back he said he had lunch with the one and only David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple. And of course here, we tagged Bob Way and David Schwartz together. So very interesting. Take it out, take it as you will. Always your own research, not financial advice. And I'll see you in the next video.